With so many different Medicare supplement plans to choose from and so many different companies, it can make your head spin sometimes. Believe me, I know. My name is Russell Noga, founder of Medisupps.com. We're an online insurance agency helping seniors across the country find the best Medicare supplement insurance for the lowest premiums. Now, one Medicare plan, which is called Plan N, is rising in popularity due to outstanding coverage and lower premiums than Plan G. Today, I'm going to be talking about Mutual of Omaha's Medicare Supplement Plan N, what it offers, what are the benefits, and why you might want to consider it for 2021. Mutual of Omaha is one of the most recognized names in the business, of course. I used to watch Wild Kingdom as a kid, and believe me, every Sunday when that came on, I couldn't wait to see the show. I never thought I'd be representing them in my adult life and them being one of my top companies, actually, that I sell to people. However, fantastic company, been around since Medicare itself selling Medicare supplement insurance. However, they have other products such as life insurance, long-term care, even a prescription drug plan now. But today we'll be focusing on their Plan N supplement and why it is a fantastic choice. Before I get into the details of what exactly Plan N covers, I do want to talk a little bit more about the Mutual of Omaha name because they got a few different company names that you need to be aware of, depending on what state you're in. So you might see names under in the family of Mutual of Omaha companies under their umbrella, such as United of Omaha, or United World, or Omaha Insurance Company, or even just plain old Mutual of Omaha. Rest assured, they're all part of Mutual of Omaha's umbrella. Like I mentioned, their family of companies. It's all the same thing, but it just depends on what state you're in and what it's called. But I did want to make you aware of that in case you saw one of those names that said, what's this United of Omaha? It's Mutual of Omaha, don't worry. Now, although this video is about Plan N specifically, I'll just talk a little bit about some of the other supplement plans that Mutual offers. So in their lineup of Mutual of Omaha Medicare supplement plans, they offer Plan F, which of course was the most popular plan for years, no longer the case though. They offer Plan G, and then of course their Medicare supplement Plan N. Now, if you were enrolled in Medicare on or before January 1st of 2020, you could still have a Plan F, you could have kept it, or you can still enroll in one. I don't recommend that at all. Plan F has too high a premiums for too little benefit, and coming up, most likely much higher rate increases. But then there's their Plan G, of course. Plan G has just one small out-of-pocket expense, and that is you pay the Part B deductible yourself. After that, Medicare and a Mutual of Omaha Plan G will pick up the difference 100%. And then we've got the Mutual of Omaha Plan N, which is similar to G, and you still pay that Part B deductible, but it's got a couple other cost-sharing options, which I'll discuss in a moment. To get quotes on any of these, including other carriers and how it matches up, you can just visit Medisupps.com. You might be saying, gee, Russell, yeah, I've done this before, been there, done that. Put my name in, and I get calls from 40 agents night and day. We don't do that. I'm the owner of this company, and I've got just a couple agents. We don't sell your information, and I will guarantee you I'm one of the very few sites out there and companies that even shows you rates online. All the other ones will tell you, get quotes here, and then thank you, you'll get called. Now, we might call you to answer any questions you might have, but guess what? You're going to see the rates if you put in your information on my website. It's very expensive for me to do this. However, I can't start a relationship off, hopefully a nice long-term relationship as your agent, by lying to you like many of these sites saying you'll get quotes and you never do. So visit Medisupps.com if you just want to see rates now, or you can always just call us direct at 1-888-891-0229, and in a matter of moments, we can show you what those rates are. But let's go on to the benefits of Mutual of Omaha Medicare Supplement Plan N. Now again, as I mentioned, Plan N, very similar to Plan G, that you still pay the Part B deductible. Big difference between Plan N and Plan G is the lower premiums each month, sometimes $30 or $40 extra dollars. It usually is around the $30 mark lower in premiums per month from Plan G. Now, you don't get the same coverage for lower premiums, of course. You have various out-of-pocket expenses that you could incur on Plan N. But that's what makes it so great. We have a lot of clients, perhaps you included, who are sitting there saying, I don't even go to the doctor that much. I don't want to spend all this money on a premium because I barely go. Well, Plan N is for you in that case. It's there if you need it with great coverage, You're not paying higher premiums each month. Like I mentioned, on an average of $20 to $30 less per month, but that all depends on the area you're in. I mentioned some additional out-of-pocket expenses or cost-sharing options on Plan N versus Plan G. So let me talk a little bit about those. Now, you still pay that Part B deductible on Plan N. After you do, though, you visit the doctor. Each doctor's visit, you could, I stress could, have a copay per doctor's visit or specialist visit. Now, that copay is never going to be more than $20 per visit. It could be lower. It could be a lower amount than the 20, some oddball amount, $13, something like that. I've heard a variety of different amounts from my clients that they've seen, but a lot of my clients tell me they get no copay. Now, I'm not guaranteeing if you go to the doctor, you're not going to get a copay. By the way, you don't pay the copay when you're at your visit. They'll bill you for it. Now, my mom almost never gets a copay. I've got good old mom on Plan N since 2010. She absolutely loves it. She, some reason, has never seen a copay. No problem. She might, though. But I just got off a phone call with a gentleman who's got Plan N. We're actually switching him to a different company to save him, I think it was about $18 a month on Plan N with a different company, which we do all day long for people. And he's gone to the doctor 3 times this year after he paid his deductible, and he's never seen a copay. But it will never be more than 20. You could get the copay, don't get me wrong, but you could have none or possibly an amount in between. Something else that could occur on Mutual of Omaha Medicare Supplement Plan N is if you visit the emergency room and you're not admitted, they're going to bill you $50. It's a $50 copay. That is just to keep people out of the emergency room for non-emergencies. So it's sort of just to give them an idea, hey, look, you can come. If you got the sniffles, we're going to charge you $50 if you're not admitted into the hospital. Now, something else on Plan N, which is the only other difference, the things I'm listing versus Plan G. On Plan N, it does not cover what's called Part B excess charges. What these are is an amount that only doctors who do not take the assigned rates from Medicare can charge. Now, that's estimated to be 3 or 4% of doctors in this country, which means most of them accept assignment from Medicare. Even Medicare in its own book will tell you that most doctors do accept the assigned rates. However, if they don't, or you visit one of the big hospitals, let's say a Mayo Clinic in some areas, or perhaps MD Anderson, they might not accept the assigned rates from Medicare, in which case they could bill up to 15% extra on what the Medicare approved charges, and you'd have to pay a percentage of that. They don't take assignment, therefore they can bill this extra amount. However, for daily visits and things you're going to be going to the doctor for most often, if your doctor takes the assigned rates, they will never charge a Part B excess charge. Here we are at the point of the video where people ask me, Russell, sounds great. How much does it cost? How much is this Mutual of Omaha Medicare Supplement Plan N you say so great is? Well, it depends. I hate to give that a very general answer, a very non-direct answer. However, there's probably about 5 million people watching this video right now. I can't give you a quote for everybody in every zip code. The easiest way is to get quotes on my website. However, rates each year are determined by your zip code, your age, tobacco use, your gender, and if you get a household discount or not. Somebody who's 65 has a lower rate than somebody who's 72. So with Plan N or any other plan, it just depends on those factors. The biggest thing I can stress when it comes to Medicare supplement plans and shopping for one, and this is why we do what we do, is the fact that every single insurance carrier has the exact same Plan N or Plan G or Plan F. It does not matter. These plans are what's called standardized. The government says a Plan N is a Plan N no matter which carrier offers it. However, they charge all different premiums for it. So you don't want to just call an insurance carrier direct and get their premium and sign up direct with them because you never knew what everybody else was charging. That's why we're an independent agency. We shop all the rates. The amount is the same as in terms of monthly premium, whether you allow us to help or not. So if you go direct, you don't save any money and you only get one rate. By allowing us to help, we shop all of the top companies, I'll find you the lowest premiums, and then we do that every year because you are going to get a rate increase every year. Medicare supplement insurance companies have usually a 1-year lock-in. It depends on the company, but for the most part, on average, they have a 1-year lock-in on your rate. So you sign up, and then when it comes up on your anniversary, month 12 of your policy, you're going to get a letter in the mail stating that your premium's going up. Well, by that point, we're already shopping the rates for you to make sure there's not a better option out there, we'll take a look at it and switch you to it. So that's what we do, and we hope we can help you as well, because there's never a charge for our service. We've helped over 10,000 people over the last 11 years now, and they love it because we're always keeping them with the lowest premiums. The easiest way to get started is just to give us a call today, and we can shop those rates for you as well. And our phone number is 1-888-891-0229. Again, you can visit Medisupps.com to get free online quotes, and I actually display the rates for you. We might call you just to ask if there's any questions. If you don't want to talk to us, just tell us. We understand not everybody loves us. However, it's in your best interest because you're going to have to sign up with an agent either way. If you go direct, you're going to be talking to an agent. It's just their agent, by the way, and they only have one thing to sell you. Is that looking out for their best interest or yours? We look out for your best interest by shopping all the top companies, and we can just help you out nice and easy every year and do that when you get those rate increases. So, again, my name is Russell Noga. Thanks for watching, learning about Medicare Supplement Plan N for Mutual of Omaha. Please give us a call with any questions you might have, and we'll get you set up and ready to go.